Hey anyone, it's me, and I'm here just to talk a little bit about Resident Evil Death Island, the new CGI Resident Evil movie that came out recently. As you probably am well aware, I have been looking forward to this movie for a while now, even though the CGI movies for Resident Evil aren't really my bag of chips or my cup of tea, whatever food related idiom you want to do. I knew this one would be because it marks a few important things, primarily the return of Jill Valentine, and it just looked so dumb from the trailers. I was so excited, and I am here to say that I am pleasantly surprised that it delivers on basically all fronts that you would want a big stupid Resident Evil thing to work with. So the story is pretty basic. We meet up with a dude who takes over the, I think, cartel business of Arias. What's his name, right? In Vendetta or whatever. Uh, he takes over. He hires, or I guess, kidnaps the dude whose name I can't remember, the engineer dude from that other one, into this to develop these like little mosquito things that can transmit the virus to whoever he wants, and he can control like who they give them to or whatever. Little bio drones or whatever that are growing inside water-based liquors for some reason. And he basically just wants to like destroy evil corporations and stuff like that because he's ex Umbrella, and we get some weird flashbacks of him being a little whiny crybaby during the Raccoon City incident and him having to kill his friend and all this other stuff or whatever, and then just like weirdly taking a whole bunch of moments to say how the Resident Evil protagonists don't know what it's like to sacrifice or whatever, because you know the Resident Evil protagonists have never had anything bad happen to them. So whatever, it's all just a big thing to get everybody together into Alcatraz, where they fight a giant monster in an armory at the very end, and that's all you need to know. They have a whole bunch of cameos from, or they talk about different characters and cameos or whatever. I guess I won't ruin a bunch of them, but there is a moment where we talk about Piers from Resident Evil 6. There's some Resident Evil 4 cameo that I thought was kind of neat. I was really a fan of. It's pretty great to see the whole team all together. I think this marks the first time we've ever seen Jill and Leon together on screen in any media officially, even though they know each other. Like it was kind of cool seeing them kick some ass together. Every single character gets a moment where they're able to just be really badass and do some cool things, and maybe some things that we've seen them do before. I really love the idea that this all culminates into a giant BOW fight with all the Resident Evil protagonists having to work together in a giant armory thing. And every weapon that you would want to see them use, they use at some point. Again, not getting into spoilers of what they use or whatever, but there's a few times that some weapons get picked up and you're just smiling the whole time. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this part or whatever. It's very, very cool. A little short, I would say, 90 minutes, but I guess I'm just used to every MCU movie now just being 2 hours or 2 hours and a half. So this felt really easy to watch, really short. The pace is very, very good. The writing is so silly in a way that you want it to be. Some of the lines could have probably used maybe another take, like a second take, because some of them are kind of brutal. But overall, I would say all of the voice acting is pretty on point the way you would want. The writing is stupid in the way that you would probably want. There's one moment that's kind of lame where it's just the main dude, Dylan Blake, just like monologuing. But then it just kicks off right after that, and Leon has like a big fight with somebody from one of the other movies. Jill has like a moment to really shine, and I guess if anything, Claire kind of doesn't really do a whole lot in this, which is maybe a little sad, but also I feel like I've seen Claire do so much that it doesn't really matter. It is weird hearing Stephanie give the voice for like an older Claire in this, but like that's where we're going to be going with that character, so that makes sense. I'm still not the biggest fan of Mercer as Leon, but his Leon is good. Like, the writing is good, the voice acting is fine, it all works out. Nothing special to say about Chris, and Jill is absolutely fantastic. It really felt like they cared more about maybe her animation quality even in some parts than the others. Like, it feels like some of them have some weird uncanny valley jankiness to them every now and then, but Jill always seemed like on point for the most part. She has some of the coolest moves that she does in this. So she's just a complete badass, and it's just great seeing her in this again. Yeah, I honestly, if you're a Resident Evil fan, I can't recommend it enough. I definitely think you should spend whatever you need to buy it or stream it or rent it or however you want to see it. You should definitely see it. I think it's fantastic, and I can't wait to watch it again. Yep, that's it.